So we've had December's PlayStation Plus games for just under a week now. I've been putting a little bit of time into them so I can kind of do this video and actually do it properly with a decent review. I'm kind of sticking with the same kind of thing that I did last month. Rather than doing like the opening 10 minutes of gameplay for each game, kind of doing them in the order that I preferred them, with the gameplay in the background so you can see what the game looks like as well as actually hear how it plays and just kind of the preference in the way that I'm going to be doing it. Now, just before we get into the video, if you guys are looking for a new controller, custom or modded, make sure you check out the sponsor Controller Mods. The link down below will give you a discount and there's a discount code as well. But let's get into it. Now, coming in at the third spot, I've got to go Mortal Shell. Now, I didn't really have high hopes for this one anyway, because it's not a game that I'd ever played, it's not something that I'd ever heard of or seen anyone play, and when jumping onto it, I've got to be honest, it felt really slow, it felt pretty awkward to play, and it was quite boring as well. The graphics of it weren't the best either. I was expecting a lot more from it, I was hoping that I was going to be pleasantly surprised, but like when you start going through the tutorial, like, it just felt really awkward. Your character kind of just turned into stone and it was trying to make you do an attack whilst turning into stone, which kept failing. And when you kind of progressed through it, it just felt very slow. Even to the point like the background music, it just felt like there was a hell of a lot missing in the game. Personally, it's not something that I would play at all. I think a lot of people, if they downloaded it, unless you're into the niche kind of games, I think you'd probably find it a little bit of a letdown, if I'm honest. I mean, there's always going to be someone out there that enjoys this kind of stuff, and if you've put a lot of time into this game, and it kind of does get a hell of a lot better after an hour or two, leave a comment down below, let me know why you enjoy the game. But for me personally, it was a huge letdown. At the second spot is Godfall. Now, you guys already know, I played this before. When I first got the PlayStation 5, I was looking at brand new games that were going to look all beautiful and shiny, and Godfall were one of the ones that I ended up picking up. Now, it's kind of like the slasher looter style game. I mean, even the gameplay was where I left off from it last time, so it might not make any sense of what is that way you start the game. No, it's not. I played the game for quite a bit and ended up getting into it, and it just kind of where it kind of put me as soon as I started playing. It does look pretty cool. It's a really nice looking game. It does play well. It's just, for me personally, I think with the style of the genre of this style of game, I think there's just other games out there that do play a hell of a lot better. I mean, a couple of the movement mechanics kind of feel a little bit awkward. Just to give you an idea, like, you can't just free jump in the game. If there is like platforms that you kind of have to jump across, if you press what you'd expect to be the jump button, it's a dodge button, and rather than being able to jump onto the platforms to get where you need to go, you kind of have to look at these special nodes that float in the sky, press your circle, and it kind of teleports you over. That side of it I found a little bit awkward. I like games where you can just free jump, and I mean, Division's one like that for me as well. I love the game, but the fact that you can't just jump when you want to always put me off and always irritated me a little bit. But apart from that, it's definitely worth a play. I mean, out of the games that have gone on this month, if you're not a Lego fan, I'd say Godfall's definitely one that you might enjoy. It's just, for me personally, the not being able to jump definitely put me off. But coming in at the number one spot is Lego DC Supervillains. This has been on my to-buy list for quite a long time. It's just there's always been other stuff that I'm playing. I mean, the fact that Lego games you don't really play online with your friends, it tends to be something that you play solo or like couch co-op kind of thing. It is what it is. When it comes to campaign games, I don't play them that much. Unless it's something that I really want to play. Lego is one that I've always played the Lego games. The only ones that I've never bothered with has been Lego Star Wars, and that's just because I'm not a Star Wars fan. However, even when I have seen people play them, it's still got the Lego humour side of things, so it looks funny. DC Supervillains, it's kind of like if you played like Lego Batman and that style of game. It plays very similar, apart from the fact that rather than being the superheroes going into the villains' bases, killing the villains and kind of progressing to save the day, it's on the other side of it. So like the first mission, you're breaking out of jail and you're trying to get another guy out of jail, so you're beating up the police officers and the good guys as such, which is a different take on it, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool as well. Obviously, all the characters that you unlock are all DC stuff. There's all the way down from like you can unlock like just a standard police officer all the way to the big characters, but it takes quite a while to do so. I've always been a Lego fan. DC Supervillains was definitely not a letdown. It's definitely one that I'm going to be keeping and having a proper playthrough, and that's why it's coming in at the #1 spot. Curious to see what you guys think. If you played all 3 of the games that have gone on this month, which order would you put them in? Leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.